What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker.
Amir, Rahimi.
And this week on The Great Debaters, getting into some Onyx. Alright, Amir, so we're back here on The Great Debaters, getting ready to talk about some Onyx today. But first, as always, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you've already hit it, please tell a friend. We need to get these numbers up, so we can get to that number one spot in the game. So please, we appreciate you guys' support, but we need that subscription. So please, like our content, share, talk about it, each one, teach one. And if you haven't already, please check us out on our podcast, which you could check out worldwide, wherever you listen to your podcast. Now today, Amir, getting into this Onyx album, Bacdafucup. It's a crazy album, very entertaining and wild and all that on so many levels. Debut album from Onyx. How did you first get exposed to this, and what were your initial thoughts?
I don't know how I first got exposed to this, to be honest with you. I just bought it, that's for sure, and I listened to their stuff in chronological order, so I went ahead and I bought this album first in their album discography. So as far as one of my first picks, it's gotta be Throw Ya Guns. And Throw Ya Guns is really aggressive song, and I think it's a great song to kind of see what Onyx is all about. And first, actually, before I truly get into that, I mean, this cover is awesome. I always thought it was a little similar to the Straight Outta Compton, but something about like the Bal-Hedz here, and you see like Sticky Fingers, like different eyes, or not different eyes, but his eyes are a little off, which is interesting. You see just everyone looking super aggressive. You see the bottom of the boot, you see the gun, like it's like these guys are kind of wild, and you got the Back the Fuck Up on it. And if you didn't know, parental advisory, explicit lyrics. You know what I mean?
Go figure,
right? So then you look at the. So one thing I want to talk about before I even get into like Throw Ya Guns is just looking at this track list. One thing that I always liked about some artists and some groups is they'll have like their own distinct vocabulary or their distinct spellings, and then in here you have like Back the Fuck Up, and then even on like the second track, Bitch Ass Brothers, like the way they're spelling everything is very intriguing. Then Attack of the Bal-Hedz, so they're trying to kind of get you ready for their type of theme, their style, which I always admire, because it doesn't matter if you're in the East, the West, Midwest, South, whatever. Some people just really have their distinct ways, and I really like how Onyx came out into the scene like that, kind of identifying themselves as these kind of guys. And then Throw Ya Guns, I mean, that is super violent, super hardcore, super awesome. One of the dopest choruses I've ever heard. Throw your guns in the air, buck, buck, like you just don't care. You know, it's just super loud, aggressive. What makes it even doper is that when they were at like the Source Awards or some award show where they had actually brought out, it was either Sticky Fingers or Fred Rowe. I think it was Sticky Fingers. He had the gun out on stage and he actually started shooting at the ceiling. I mean, that's kind of crazy. I don't know how I'd feel if I was in the crowds there. I'd probably like enjoy it. I know he's not shooting at the people, so that's different, but I was just like, damn, that's kind of wild. Like, who's going to pay for that ceiling? Is it going to be him, JMJ? Like, who's doing it? So I always thought that was intriguing, but this song is so good. I mean, Chai Skills, I think, is the producer on here, yep. And I was just blown away. Time to Get live like a wire. I mean, the thing about Onyx, and you hear it just throughout this whole album, I always love when artists and groups are really interacting on a song together. You know, it's not just Sticky Fingers has a verse or Sunny Caesar has a verse or whoever. They are all like ad-libbing throughout together and on choruses yelling together. It's very, very collaborative, and that's what I really enjoy. Throw Ya Guns does that exceptionally. That beat is something else. The execution is something else. The chorus is awesome. The source word shoot up, awesome. Amazing. Track one for me.
Throw Ya Guns is also my pick, and distinctively, although the one detail that escapes me kind of baffles me because I used to go there all the time, but the first time I ever heard this song was actually in a record store in Baltimore. It was in downtown Baltimore, and I know where it is exactly. Of course, it's not there anymore, sadly, but I would go there to get a lot of vinyl that the mainstream stores didn't have. So you could find a lot of more obscure stuff at this record store. And for whatever reason, the name escapes me. But that was the first time I ever heard Throw Your Guns, and they just played it in the store unprovoked, and I was just like, what is going on? What is this song? So I just talked to the dude at the counter, and he was telling me it was Onyx. I'd never heard of them and didn't know anything about them. Of course, then I realized they had stuff before, as I talk about with Sticky Fingers on the interview. Then I was putting two and two together, figuring out what was going on. I hadn't heard them in this incarnation. So it was shocking to hear the rebranding and the reemergence in such power that you hear on Throw Your Guns. And mainly the beat just caught my ear because it's so distinctive and so different in kind of that eerie gangster sound that you have with some of the music that's in there. Shot Skills does a phenomenal job of creating a oral environment that we then become into the Onyx, the USG world that they created on Bacdafucup that just makes this so amazing to me. And again, as somebody who had known of Fredro in particular in different incarnations, to then hear what Onyx then became, incredible stuff. So that's my first pick as well. Amir, what's your second pick?
So my second pick, I'm looking at this track list, and I did not know it was on side 2. I thought this would for sure be like the first song, or if not first, second song on the album, but Slam. How did that not make it to the first or second track is wild to me. But here we are, and Slam is one of their, I mean, I don't know if it's the most popular song, but it
definitely is.
So the reason why I said I don't know if it's the most popular is because we obviously had the 8 Mile movie, which used the Last Days beat, and you know, anything with Eminem touching it, you know, it's gonna blow up in popularity. So it's like, maybe that, but Slam is for sure their most recognized like anthem, and really catchy song. Love that chorus, extremely catchy. Make Noise, B-Boys, Slam, the like all that is just super dope. Just an anthem in hip hop that I just really enjoy, and I just love it. It's just one of those tracks that I just always go back to. It's one that I always hear, and it's funny because I feel like a lot of the people who I see like listening to the song, I know that they don't listen to like Onyx's discography, which is a disservice to them, but they like the song that much that it's really just kind of went everywhere. And I know like I have the single too, they have like quite a few remixes, like Biohazard remixes, and I'm like, damn, how freaking far did this thing reach?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Was it everywhere?
At the time, I would say it was the biggest song in rap.
Really?
Probably. It was a gargantuan smash, but in '93 there were so many huge songs in rap, but this was definitely, if it wasn't the biggest when it came out, it was among the top 2 or 3 for sure. I mean, it was one of the biggest songs in rap because it was crossed over, it was getting played on MTV, it was getting played on the radio all the time. It was crazy.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna let you take over. If I'm gonna assume this is one of your picks, is it?
Slam is also my second pick, and you know, I think at times because songs get so popular, we forget how good they are, or we kind of discount the fact that, oh, you know, this song is a super big song, but it's also a song that, you know, people liked for a reason. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is because Slam is incredible. You know, this is a time where I believe the reason why, sequencing wise, and I'm obviously purely speculating, but Throw Your Guns was probably the one they thought, oh, this is our signature song, this is going to be the one. And that's why it's toward the front of the album, and Slam being more toward the middle. You know, it's a great song, but they probably just were like, okay, we'll put that as a single eventually, but Throw Your Guns is the one. But then Slam, because there's no guns in the song title, because there's no guns in the chorus, you know, it lends itself, despite being equally or almost equally harsh and rugged and all the different things that Onyx is throughout Bacdafucup. Slam is all those things too. It's just, it doesn't have some of those keywords that would potentially get you into trouble with censorship. So, that being said, I think that's why Slam was able to take over, and then it also led, as did Throw Your Guns, but Slam in particular, because of the videos, because of the different things, that definitely helped. If it didn't help create, it helped further the mosh pitting that we saw with at rap shows, which was starting to. I don't remember exactly when it happened because I didn't really participate in those, of course, but Slam was one of those songs in the early stages of the mosh pitting at rap concert phenomenon, and that just brings in a different energy. It brings in different crowds. It brings in a different feel for what's going on at a show, and Slam was able to do that time and time again, years and years and years. So anyway, that's my second pick for Onyx, Bacdafucup. Amir, what's your third pick?
Third pick. You know what? Soren's gonna laugh at this one because
he already got me smiling.
He probably knows what I'm about to pick, but it's the Next Brothers, and
Amir.
This song just makes me laugh, man. It's a funny song, and basically, it's a song about cheating. Song about particularly this one's about the women cheating, but basically, we got Sticky, we got Fredro, we got Sunny C's talking about some experiences they've had with women in the past, and Sticky sets off the song basically talking about he doesn't really trust the women. He just sees a stick in a bone, then he leaves it alone, and then he says he leaves in time before the husband comes back and all that stuff, and then you hear Fredro start immediately say ring dong ring a ling a ling, and then he's saying honey I'm home, and then he goes to the room and he sees a brother stink ass and his girl on her knees, and he was just like, he was watching and it was monotonous and like, what the heck, like why is he watching, this is kind of wild. But what's interesting is not only is it a sad story for him, but it's very funny to me because when you hear they're basically kind of going into the chorus a little bit because it's still in the middle of his verse, so they're going to the chorus saying sucking the Next Brothers whatever, and then you just hear them all in the background ad-libbing, oh shit, like oh damn, I'm like what? I'm just like, it's like so funny. These are the things that go on in like the production aspect, the post-production aspect, like oh, they have the beat, oh, he laid his verse, but oh, no, let's add some more flavor. These are what makes the songs great or funny or dramatic or whatever. And that's why we always talk about, in our videos, we'll talk about the producers, and we talk about Dre so much and DJ Mugg so much and all these excellent producers. This is such an underrated thing, like the ad-libbing and like the reverb you hear in some songs and just all these things. I love how you just hear them going, oh shit, like something that simple to me makes it funny, and is one of the reasons why this is one of my picks. It just adds like that comedic aspect, the detailed oriented aspect. Then you get that, then you get Sunny C's, which has some funny lines in here where he's saying that bitch can go to hell and suck on the devil's dick. He's like so mad that he wants to send her to hell and she can choke on Satan or whatever. I'm just like, Sunny C's dropping comedic lines in there. And then the funny thing too is you get all this, then you get the villain Sticky Fingers, who at the end is basically saying, hey, tell your girl to stop changing her lipstick because I'm getting rainbows on my thing. So I'm just like, Sticky Fingers, of course, he's the one who's getting the women to cheat, of course. So I just find that funny. So you kind of hear the tales of Fredro, Sunny, you hear Sticky, and I just think it's a funny song. Like I said, I really like some of the attention to detail they put on this track, and it's catchy in my opinion. Not as catchy as Slam or Throw Your Guns, but it's catchy in its own unique way. So that's one, and it's the track before Get the Fuck Out. So those are my three songs on Onyx's debut. What's your last one?
That's not my third pick, shockingly, of course, but mine is Shifty, and that was because of the vibe that I think Onyx carries throughout Bacdafucup is very similar of the songs that I liked. They had that energy, that propulsion, that force, and Shifty, I think, was another example of that. I like the chorus a lot, I like the music, I like the muscularity of it, and while I appreciated a lot of the humor of the Next Brothers and some of the other more profane sexual songs, I mean, I like them, but they're also like, I think other songs are executed better in their totality, despite the humor that Onyx shows, which I think is an underappreciated aspect of not only what we get on Bacdafucup, but of course in particular with a lot of Sticky Fingers material, he has a lot of kind of that warped, wicked sense of humor that also comes out when he's being extremely violent. And that, to me, I think is one of the hallmarks of what Onyx represents. Although, at least on Bacdafucup, it's not as much highlighted on Shifty to me. It's much more on like Throw Your Guns or even Slam. What's mine's is mine's and yours is mine's, for instance, is one notable example of what I'm referring to. But that being said, Shifty to me is really good, and I think it's mainly the production on that shines to me so much, and I think it's just a great song. So anyway, those are my 3 picks. You guys got Amir's 3 picks. As always, please hit that subscribe button, like our content, share it, and of course, do the same with our podcast now that's available wherever you listen to your podcast. Unique access with Soren Baker. So, there you go. I'm Soren Baker.
Amir, Rahimi.
And thank you, Onyx, for Bacdafucup. Another great material discussed here on Unique Access Entertainment, the Great Debaters, y'all. Thank you.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Your MTV Raps with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.